Okay, what is going on, everybody? And yeah, actually just completed one credit clear of the Sega Saturn port of Gun Frontier, and really the actual main purpose of this video is just to talk about the game, because wow, I'm absolutely beyond floored by this one, and it was one that I kind of overlooked for many years due to some kind of initial poor experiences with the game, playing it on a different system. So I'd just like to, and that dissuaded me from picking up this actual nice port of it. Lovely demo intro, by the way. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of, I suppose, raise awareness for maybe some people who had that same similar negative experience, or that I had with the Taito Legends compilation package on PS2, or maybe were influenced by others who said the same thing. Here's my all 1cc score. Not a bad one. I had a few sloppy deaths. I'll get into that in a minute. But just a wonderful game, oozing with style. Wow, the music is something to just, the music, the graphics, everything to behold, just the atmosphere. I don't know, it's a really unique moment in time type of game for me. I'm just kind of rambling all over the place about it, but I really feel quite strongly about the game. Here's some of the demo intro. But yeah, initially, well, I think maybe 6-7 years ago, I played this on the PS2 Taito Legends 2 compilation. A horrible way to play the game. Don't play it that way. No, this is obviously in the arcades. This was a vertical monitor shoot 'em up, so you have complete Tate options, low res 240p, gorgeous stuff for the Saturn port. Not the case for the PS2 Taito Legends package. You know, you can't Tate it. It's Yoko. It's 480i, horribly jittery, ugly, interlaced picture, and not to mention that, but also there's just this hideous kind of graphical blur filter placed on top of everything, and it's just a miserable way to experience the game. So I kind of played it back then just real quickly and was, what is this shit? Didn't even think, you know, I maybe played just 30-40 seconds of it, so didn't have really much to form an opinion on, but that was enough. And I'd heard other people on the net back then say, oh, it's not a very good game, and maybe they had experienced it in a similar way. But, you know, there are actually a ton of people out there. It's got a really strong cult following. I mean, this is a true timeless classic, and that's the reason. I definitely fall into the camp now. I guess if you're a fan of the Shinobu Yugawa shmups, you know, so many great ones. Just the famed Battle Garaga, maybe the best shooter of all time. You know, Armed Police Batrider, Battle Bakraid, what else? Muchi Muchi Pork, Abara. You know, the list goes on and on. He made so many great games and responsible for so many great ones. And this was one of the early games that really influenced the man, and you can tell. Lovely graphics, by the way, amazing stuff for 1990, really advanced Taito hardware, arcade hardware back then. But yeah, I mean, it really does resemble Battle Garaga in many ways, doesn't it? And the bomb stock system of picking up bullets to increase your bomb stock, as you can see up there, it's identical to that game, similar to Abara as well. So he took so much from this one, and yeah, so you know, this game really has a place in I don't know, the Hall of Fame of shoot 'em up history. And I mean, it's oozing beyond belief with aesthetic, just the style. It's amazing. It takes place in kind of a futuristic, kind of American Old West type of setting with a lot of steampunk infused in there as well. You know, it's another planet that's been colonized, and yeah, they kind of ran out of money in doing that, so technology kind of was stifled, and it's kind of like 1800s Old West technology up there that they have, and just really interesting, off the wall, unique concept. I mean, the ship alone that you fly, it's a freaking Colt Python, a Peacemaker, you know, a 6-shooter with wings. I mean, if that alone doesn't make you want to play the game, I don't know. So amazing aesthetics. Love the ship designs like that, and a lot of the enemies are just giant. weaponry mounted on tanks, just guns that you would wield, various rifles, shotguns, things like that. It's just so cool. A lot of the tanks and stuff like that look like a lot of the enemies in Garega, so it's unbelievable. You can see kind of like the old Western kind of images at the beginning as they're going through the story. But yeah, just an amazing game. You can see so many of the influences. I think Stage 2 in this game for me is just beyond gorgeous. Just an audio-visual treat. One of the best scores. Just a brilliant score. The background music is just it's fantastic for that. And the level is just beyond beautiful. Everything kind of flows in pace with the music. I just love those giant blue drop ships that are kind of hovering above you right when the music really drops. It's just awesome. A really memorable moment is at the end of the stage when you're kind of flying over this gorgeous looking waterfall, and a flock of birds comes out beneath you. And then the boss ship kind of emerges a bit down below. He's flying over this very deep green canyon beneath you with kind of like a snake river winding far below in the distance. And then he disappears into the clouds as that unbelievable track is playing in the background. And it's just a moment in time in shmup history for me. That stage is it's just one of the most... It's just absolutely beautiful. And if those of you who are familiar with Abara, I can't remember if it's stage 4, 5, 3, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that game, but you can see Yagawa put that stage, that moment in time from this game exactly into that. There's a very similar moment in Abara with the birds flying over that canyon beneath you. You know what I'm talking about. So, and yeah, I mean, wow. I don't know. I just got gushing about this game. I could go on about it. It's just absolutely lovely. If you love kind of that Old West theme, just unbelievable how they tied that into this kind of futuristic setting. So it's just wild. The scoring system in the game is fairly simplistic, which I like. I'm not always a fan of some of the crazy cave scoring systems, but basically this game is just blow the crap out of everything you see, and you get a bonus at the end for and I'm fairly new to it, so I could be wrong about a couple of things there, but I've noticed you get a bonus for having a larger bomb stock at the end, and at the end of the game, I think the more lives that you have, obviously the fewer times you've died overall, you get a big hefty bonus for that as well. And another crazy, just an awesome thing about the game, it's super intense, the final stage. There's 6 stages, and then kind of like a 7th stage where you're just able to blow up all these giant 6-shooters, these Colt Pythons, these dueling kind of ships comprised of like 2 Colt Pythons put together. It's so cool. You blow them up, so you're just really increasing your score rapidly. And then it's such a unique final boss. It's this boss that's surrounded by this kind of rotating series of platforms, and your ship becomes large at that point, and you got 6 bullets, just like the 6-shooter, the Colt Python, the Peacemaker, to fire in between these small gaps. You just get 6 tries to take him down, and if you miss, you don't actually get the 1cc. It'll say after you put in your score, stage 6. It's not the all. So it's really nerve-wracking, and that's actually I failed on that a few times doing it. It's actually quite difficult. You just got to time that exactly right. So you could have a perfect run with no deaths, a no miss run, and just not hit that last enemy with the 6-shooter, the 6 bullets, and then you don't actually get the clear. You don't get the all. So that's really nerve-wracking, tense stuff. But I don't know, man. This game, I'm gushing and rambling and stumbling all over my words at this point. No script here, of course, but never do have one for that matter. I don't know. It's just, for me, a moment in time in shmup history. Beautiful game, just a gorgeous, fantastic game, oozing with style. The aesthetic in it is something so unique, it just really appeals to me. And the gameplay, it just kind of clicked with me. I just really enjoy it so much. Yeah, it's not as difficult as the arcade version, but other than the slightly toned down difficulty, it's still a tough game, trust me. You have to play shooters a little bit to, spend some time and want to do well on it and get a high score. The arcade version is a lot more difficult, but yeah, this is a pretty spot-on accurate port for the most part, and just the best way to play it other than having the PCB, because like I said, that Taito compilation version is just kind of rubbish. But I don't know. So glad I picked this up. I almost just kind of overlooked it due to that initial poor experience I'm talking about. And yeah, so I think most of my Saturn games are in here. But yeah, basically most of the shmups for the system are right here. And really glad that I ended up adding this one to that collection. I'm trying to find the I don't know where I put the actual case for it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So yeah, comes with the big double disc. But yeah, oh my god, just a really fantastic game, and you can see why so many people are really passionate about it. For those that aren't, I don't know. But yeah, 1990 games, so just amazing stuff for the time period, really advanced Taito arcade hardware, and awesome that it actually got ported over to the Saturn. Everybody should check this game out. I think it's already one of my favorite shooters of all time. Definitely top 3 on the system for vertical monitor games, and it's a Taito game no less. So it's funny because I'm not really a big fan of most of their vertical efforts. Obviously horizontally, Darius, I love that series, but yeah, there's some lackluster ones they did, vertical shooters. This is definitely the best one that they ever produced, I think. This is no shoot 'em up fan should be without this. This is just a beautiful experience from beginning to end. Music, wow, beyond compare. Some of the best stuff I've ever heard, and I just love the kind of American Old West aesthetic in a future setting, on a distant planet that's being colonized. Just, I don't know, the ships, love the enemy designs. I don't know, I'm just rambling on incessantly now, but check this fucking game out, man. Gun Frontier, if you kind of missed it. It's kind of one of the last Tate monitor shmups that I'm getting in my Saturn collection after so many years, and it's one of the best, if not the, just right up there with Garaga and Batsugun, my 3 favorite for the system, and my 3 favorite, some of my 3 favorite games of all time, really. So, yeah, I've talked long enough. But yeah, there you go. Check the game out, man. I love it. You will not be disappointed. It's amazing. But yep, anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. So, yeah, have a good one. Bye for now.
What? What happened? What you say? You know what you doing.
All your CRTR belong to us. All your CRTR belong to us. Ha 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 ha.